Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our London studio. I'm Chris Taylor. We begin with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who has arrived in London after concluding Pakistan's participation at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. The Prime Minister landed at Luton Airport, where he was received by senior Pakistani diplomats and party officials. During his 3-day stay in the British capital, Mr. Sharif is scheduled to undergo a medical checkup and hold a series of important meetings with key figures. His London stop follows Pakistan's engagement at Davos, where global leaders discussed pressing international issues, including economic cooperation and peace initiatives. Turning now to developments in Islamabad. In a joint parliamentary session, lawmakers unanimously passed a resolution urging the Sindh government to introduce systemic reforms to prevent another tragedy like the deadly Gul Plaza fire in Karachi. The resolution expressed deep condolences to the families of the victims and called for emergency fire safety audits, stronger firefighting resources, and compensation for affected businesses. PPP Senator Sherry Raymond pressed for federal support for Karachi's recovery, while the session also saw debate on broader political matters, including Pakistan's role in an international board of peace. 3 major bills were passed during the sitting, which was marked by opposition protests before being adjourned. For more on the parliamentary session, we're joined by our correspondent Sarah William in Islamabad.
Chris, the atmosphere in Parliament today was somber but determined, as lawmakers from across the political spectrum backed the resolution on the Gul Plaza tragedy. Several members stressed that years of neglect and weak enforcement had turned commercial buildings into death traps. Alongside condolences, there were strong calls for immediate audits and accountability to ensure safety standards are enforced. Despite unity on the resolution, tensions flared briefly as opposition lawmakers raised broader political concerns before the session wrapped up.
Thank you, Sarah, for that update from Islamabad. Back in Karachi, at least 7 people have been rescued and 4 are still missing after a merchant vessel collided with a fishing boat off Menorah Beach early Friday morning, according to police. The fishing boat, Shehbaz, capsized in the Karachi Port Trust Channel around 2 a.m. after being struck by the ship Kang Hwan, forcing fishermen to jump into the sea. Rescue operations are being carried out by the Pakistan Maritime Security Agency, Karachi Port Trust, and EDI teams. Survivors have been shifted to hospital, while search efforts continue for those still unaccounted for. Meanwhile, Planning Minister Ahsan Iqbal has dismissed reports suggesting Pakistan plans to raise the legal voting age from 18 to 25, calling them baseless. He said no such legislation is under consideration and reaffirmed confidence in the country's youth. The clarification comes amid political debate and social media speculation, with key PTI leaders currently imprisoned in Lahore's Kot Lakhpat jail, opposing any such move. Mr. Iqbal described the reports as a disinformation campaign and said no bill on the matter will be presented in the upcoming joint parliamentary session. In another major development from Karachi, the death toll from the massive fire at Gul Plaza shopping mall has risen to 67. Rescue teams continue to search through the debris using thermal imaging cameras and specialized equipment under extremely difficult conditions. Only 7 victims have been identified so far, and families have criticized the slow pace of recovery, with some staging protests demanding the retrieval of their loved ones' bodies. Authorities say the blaze began in a shop selling artificial flowers and that the building may be demolished once search operations are complete, as fire safety inspections expand across the city. Moving on, the U.S. mission in Islamabad has launched the Freedom 250 Liberty Bell initiative, marking the 250th anniversary of the United States Independence Day. Chargé d'Affaires Natalie Baker inaugurated the Let Freedom Ring event at Lincoln Corner, unveiling a full-size replica of the iconic Liberty Bell. As part of the initiative, 15 replicas will be placed at Lincoln Corners across Pakistan, where artists and students will decorate them under the theme What Freedom Means to Me ahead of Independence Day celebrations. And finally, United States President Donald Trump has withdrawn an invitation for Canada to join his newly announced International Board of Peace initiative. The move reverses an earlier offer and follows criticism by Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney at the World Economic Forum in Davos, where he questioned the use of economic measures by powerful nations. President Trump announced the decision on Truth Social, while both the Canadian Prime Minister's office and the White House declined immediate comment. The Board of Peace, aimed at supporting a Gaza ceasefire and backed by a United Nations resolution, is still expected to include countries such as Argentina, Bahrain, Morocco, Pakistan, and Turkey, though several Western allies have opted out for now. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.